Hey guys, this is Will from cryptofrombed.com, and today guys I'll be looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum, and of course I'll be talking mainly on about the current market slump and what that means, whether this is a bubble bursting or whether this is just a market correction and price could perhaps go back to a bull run like last year. And let's just jump ahead and take a look at Bitcoin against US dollar, and of course starting with its all-time high of just under $20,000, guys. And we see here that price has been in a bearish channel since then. And of course, price has tested this key support a few times here. You can even call it here as well. And of course, we have a massive which pushed the price just above $6,000, guys, corresponding to this key support right here. Now we see that price has quickly bounced back up, trading at about 7,781 as of the time of this video. And you can see here a few possible directions for Bitcoin against US dollar. You could see price falling back down after this pullback to the upside. As you could see price trying to test key support again, or we could see a continued move to the upside where we could see Bitcoin moving above $10,000, moving to this key resistance here. And of course a move above $10,000 would be pretty big. We'll probably see a lot of headlines on that if price does manage to move. And of course I believe that should continue to fuel Bitcoin price potentially moving to this key resistance here. And of course this really excites me. It's the fact that if price does manage to break through this key resistance right here, we could see a new well, obviously first of all there'll be a break in trend, so obviously we'll be looking for a new trend, and that would still be called a bullish breakout where we could potentially price trying to fight back up to these price levels here anywhere above 15,000. It would be very interesting, and of course very bullish. It would be considered a very bullish signal for the market. Going back on the pullbacks, which has started with its all-time high of just under 20,000, we see that price has been down. Let's see here, about 70%, corresponding to its current low, its all-time low of 6,000, corresponding with, I think, back in November 2016, its all-time low this year so far. But anyways, let's look at the bigger structure, the bigger picture as well. This is Bitcoin against US dollar since 2012, and of course we see here the first initial bull run for the Bitcoin. We do see here that Bitcoin does we have seen Bitcoin falling as high as 87% before another bull market resumes. And of course we see here that price, or at least I just told you guys earlier, price has fallen as high as 70%. So in my opinion, it is still possible for price to fall to 87%. So we could see price falling as high as 20% before we could see another bull run as occurred in this chart here. And of course that would be a great entry for those of you guys who have the capital to invest. If prices manage to fall say 80%, I would believe that would be a good entry, as we're really looking at the bigger picture now. As the fact that this has been the strongest pullback we have ever seen since 2014, guys, with this massive pullback here of 87%. Anyway, let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum, like Bitcoin against US dollar, is also in a bearish channel, corresponding here with its all-time high of just under 1,500 here. And we can see, unlike the Bitcoin, Ethereum price has managed to move a lot higher in terms of the structure. It's above halfway through to reaching this key resistance here, and as price continues to surge, volume is relatively high right now. We'll be expecting to see a lot of activity. Whether this will be to the downside, upside, we'll have to see. But once again, if prices manage to fall, if Bitcoin continues to fall for another 10% or 20%, then I would definitely see price falling down to this key support again, potentially even lower. Maybe we'll see some more springs. A lot of volatility occurring. As you can see here, volume is very high right now in the market. Now looking at Ethereum against the Bitcoin, of course you guys know this chart I keep showing and I keep showing. That's because I think this chart will remain true both fundamentally and in terms of price and how the market really sees Ethereum against the Bitcoin, and that what the market sees, or at least since the inception of Ethereum, is that Ethereum is a more valuable asset. You can see here price has been in a bullish channel against the Bitcoin since then, and even now I remain bullish, although we see of course some pullback occurring here. Prices, I think we could see either a potential move above this bullish channel here, or we could see an arc structure occurring. There's of course a few possibilities. We could see even price falling back down to this once key resistance, now key support as well. Anyway guys, if you guys do find this video useful, please give us a thumbs up, and of course subscribe for analysis video. If the slum market does continue to go, I'll have a video updated on that, and I'll be talking about what really is going to happen after that. Is it really the bubble bursting, or is it just a market correction? Right now, as my opinion stand, I do believe this is just a market correction. I'll only consider it as a bubble bursting if price really falls below 80%. And just keep in mind, 80% does sound a lot, but you have to really keep in mind that when you compare this to the volatility of the cryptocurrency market, 80% is seriously not much at all. I've seen coins that have wiped out 200% in just a matter of a few days.